Hi everyone. Anybody here in JC3? JC, sorry? Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the years. So there's JC1, JC2, and JC3. For JC1, you guys are going to take two modules. Fundamentals of Biochemistry, and you're going to take CR. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. The only thing they changed from our year to your year is the number of CAs, which is now 3 CAs instead of 2, and the percentage of the marks. And there's also histology. Have you guys heard of the histology? Yes? No? Yes? Okay. It's very, yes?
Is it an online course?
Yes, the online histology. It's very, very, very important to start from now and try to summarize histology on a piece of paper, because if you keep it to the end, all the students start cramming it before the exam one day. They're cramming histology and then they tend to forget all the lectures, the major lectures, which is a large part of the exam. Your exams are mostly MCQs, so it's very, very important to understand the specific details. Don't miss anything out, because they ask specific stuff, specific vein, specific artery, specific bone, location. And CR anatomy is a large, large percentage. It's very, very important to focus and attend your anatomy classes. Very, very important. And be contribute in class, ask questions, come early, revise with your friends, summarize, explain to each other. It makes the points stick in your head, literally, trust me. And there's a very, very, very good book, if you guys want to write this down, or it's called Recall Anatomy. It's very good. Like, there's a question and answer. It makes you, it's similar to flashcards. Have you heard of flashcards? Students study flashcards, but it's in a book style. So you can download this on your phone, your iPad, and go in. And then you're like with each other, ask question and answer. Keeps you like on point and quick. It's very, very important to go into that anatomy lab twice or 3 times before the final to practice. Because everybody can learn the lectures and everybody can do well in their MCQs and SNQs and their card signings. But in the final, which is worth 12.5%, this will make the difference between a first class honors and a second class honors student. It's important for you to practice and visualize the cadavers and know where every artery, vein, and nerve is. It's very important. For anatomy, the most important basic thing you need to know in order to pass and get, just to pass, is bones. You need to know your bones very, very well. Go and ask the person inside to say, do you mind if I borrow, for example, a vertebra? You want to put it on your normal anatomical position and parts and everything from that point of view. Regarding the lectures, you guys got, for CR, Professor Dutch Terry's physiology lectures. They're very short, very concise. They're very important to learn off by heart, because he tends to bring, there's always a question from his lectures. Or Professor Aidan Bradford's lectures, from a respiratory point of view. So there's cardio and there's respiratory. You're going to get either a pharmacology, respiratory, cardio, because you're always going to get 3 short notes. A physiology, an anatomy, and a pharmacology. For anatomy, they tend to ask a lot of specific stuff. For the breast, can you tell me the location, the nerve supply, the arterial supply, and the vein drainage? So you need to know everything, literally everything. So try to memorize everything in the lecture. There's a book called Monk House. Have you guys heard of it? Very, very important book. Try to get it. If you don't have it, try to get it now. You can get it. If you guys go on on Facebook, there's Eyesight Buy and Sell. You can get a cheaper price of a book. Students are selling those books, Eyesight students. Or you can go to Clarendon Medical Center, or downstairs in the student unit, they might still have some books they're selling. It's very important, before you go to class, just read the pages related to the lecture. And try to just point some points down on your lecture slides in order for you to have an idea just before you enter. If you do that, it's really good. And then when you go inside the lecture, they're going to say a lot of extra information. It's going to be extra to Monk House, some clinical stuff. That's tend to be the MCQ questions. Like, they love to ask clinical stuff. You need to understand the locations. You need to know there's some terminology. Lateral, medial, posterior, anterior, superior, inferior. They're really, really important terminology. They will change the understanding of MCQ. You're going to get like 5 choices. 2 are going to be so close. But if you know the difference, you'll know the answer. For pharmacology, Dermot Clark's lectures. Have you been to his lectures? Yeah. Live, kind of useless slides, but try to summarize them. the more you summarize the lecture, the easier. We got like 120 slides of all drugs and side effects. If you're able to summarize the lectures and write the drug and its common side effect, drug and its common side effect, it's very important. You need to know. That's what they ask. One more thing. Biochemistry. There's a book. It's called Lippincott's book. Have you guys heard of it? Biochemistry. It's very good. It's very good for explaining. The lectures are good. But sometimes there's a step missing between two steps in glycolysis or something. The lecture not explained. You might not understand. Say, what's wrong with the lecture? Or just skip that. But if you look at the book itself, it'll give a good explanation. And sometimes I've heard of on YouTube, Khan Academy. That's very good. You guys should go to this channel. Khan Academy is very good. And for anatomy and physiology, his name is Dr. Najib. This guy is really good. His videos are really long, but they're so good. Dr. Najib, like, he's really good. You can subscribe to him online. You get his videos for free after paying $10. One more thing. Biochemistry. There's a book called BRS Physiology, BRS Anatomy, BRS Embryology. These books have MCQs and very summarized lectures. They're very good. BRS. I think it's called. So anatomy, mock house. Attendance is very, very important for anatomy. Study groups. Study groups, so I mentioned, like, go before the class. I'm trying to revise. It's very, very good to revise before class. And if you have something to add it, it's okay. You're trying to help with your friends and try to gain confidence in talking, because in Kyrgyzstan it's going to be like, what's this? And if you're very shy and very scared, you won't be able to answer. And you might give you an X or like something wrong. You lose marks. But if you gain confidence, you'll answer straight away on the spot. Summarize. Oh, okay. So that's for JC1. JC2, you're going to get a module called HBBS, okay. Regov, GI, and there's a module you'll be taking in JC1 and JC2. It's going to continue JC3. It's called CC, Clinical Competence. It's to do with OSCEs. It's very, very important to understand and attend your practice lectures and try to practice on the specimen, the person who comes in. Because if you don't, you won't know exactly how to percuss or how to palpate or how to auscultate. Have you guys had tutorials yet? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah? Perfect. And then after that, twice every semester, just practice with your friends. First time, just practice to get the skill. Second time, try to practice with like a watch. Like, can you do it quickly? Can you do it quickly? Next step. Because if you can't do it on time, in the exam, you're just going to go. I think for JC1 and JC2, they'll say, do specific stuff. For example, just 3 things in 5 minutes. Can you auscultate the heart, percuss the base of the lungs, and then something else. But then in JC3, you have to do GI, CNS, and CR all together. And there's like 5 minutes. You have to do this. You have to do really quick. And there's also history taking. Have you guys had history taking yet? Yes. If anything is not clear, can you please just raise your arms, raise your hands, and just tell me. Sorry, just clap more. So history taking is very important to know the steps. One important thing is in history taking, if you hear pain, Socrates, straight away. Because that will make you pass. If you don't see Socrates, they'll say, he doesn't know his history taking yet. There's a lot of history taking on Moodle, and I would advise, and that's what I did. After lecture finish, just take a picture of the history taking just to practice, just in case they forget to upload it or something. It's very good practice with your friends. Know your steps well, your history taking steps, social history, family history, and so on and so forth. For HPPS, and there's a module ABH and BHE, all the disciplines left. ABH, BHE, it's very important to summarize ABH, BHE, and HPPS. So when you finish a lecture, summarize it. If you don't have a summary, because there's going to be a lot of graphs, slides, questionnaires in the lecture, you'll say, what's this? What am I going to write in the exam? What am I going to do? It's good, it's all MCQs, which is really good. We had MCQs. It's good, it's all MCQs. So you just need to know the details, but try to summarize it. For example, when you come to a lecture on, there's a smoking lecture, alcohol lecture. If you know the exact quantities and the calculations, you'll jump. You'll be really good. and definitions, very important definitions. And there's models. For example, let's go with theory on how to quit smoking. There's a specific model. This guy goes through steps on how to quit smoking. It's very good for you to write down a piece of paper, summary. Before the exam, instead of spending so much hours trying to understand what they're talking about, there's a summary, which is really good. Yes, sir?
So what kind of exams we're going to have for ICP?
ICP, what's ICP?
The,
CC, okay. So in CC, JC1 and JC2, you're going to be asked to go inside. So in the exam hall, there's going to be there's going to be patients there, a model, like actors. So you're going to come in and they're going to ask, say, what's your name? You have to present yourself. First, hand hygiene. You guys did that in class. And then gain consent from the patient. And then they're going to say, can you do these 5 things? Or you've got time limit, 5 minutes before the bell rings in the hall. Can you percuss, also take exactly what you took? Did you take CR now, right? Cardio? Yeah. Are you in JC1? Yeah. You guys are going to do the respiratory and cardiovascular examination. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Examination. It's very important for you to practice, and there is specific stuff you're going to get on Moodle. There's a summary sheet. There's a summary sheet. It states every step. You need to know all these points, the lymph nodes and everything. So if you learn those well, you're going to do good in the exam. But there's no history taking in JC1. In JC2, there's history taking, and you need to know how to ask questions of the patient, everything like that. JC3, so you've got NS. Are you guys okay with JC2? Are you guys okay with this? Should I add anything else for you guys? No question? Okay. Yes.
What is the OC or OC?
OSCE. That's exactly the ICP exam. That's the ICP exam. So ICP is divided into 2 segments, the OSCE and history taking. OSCE is the practical exam. And the history taking is just conversation with the patient. Okay, and JC3, you've got NS, you've got NS, EVH, PHE. What's the other something? MM, true, sorry. I had a blank moment. Okay, MM is a very easy subject, but students tend to not do well in the exam because the MCQs is 75% of the module. Plus you've got the CAs, which is like 5%, so 80%. Students tend to not do good because of the percentage of the MCQs. So they tend to study, understand it, but you need to know the specific stuff, the direction from 5 to 3 or 3 to 5, specific enzyme. It's very important. I don't think there are any GC3s here. But there's specific enzymes you need to know, which is very important. And they're divided into 3 segments. So there's a cancer state, there's cancer lectures, there's Mendelian lectures, and there's a specific general molecular medicine lectures, which is very important for you to divide them, especially for CR. I didn't mention that. Divide lectures into pharmacology, anatomy, and physiology. But anatomy is very, very important. For example, in MCQs, if you get 40 questions, 15 or 20 are anatomy. Even with Regal, GI, and NS in next semester. It's very important. Go to online on Box of Knowledge for exercise students. There's a lot of summaries, past papers. Try to do the past papers with yourselves and your friends, but don't go to lectures, because they may repeat something for you. It's very, very, very important to attend your classes in JC, because some lectures do say, this is an MCQ I would bring up, and it does end up in your exam. This SMQ I would ask, and it does come up in the exam, all the time. Just pay attention. Sorry. CC, as I said, review with your friends. Get a good understanding of systems and physiology. Okay. There's you guys are going to get for fun seminars. Because now did you guys do your first card signing yet?
Yes.
Group B?
Yeah.
Right?
Group A.
Group A. Group B still didn't have their card signing next week, right?
Yes.
So, for card signing, ask the people in Group A how their experience was. Try to practice with them. For Group A to know their points well now and know from the mistakes, and hopefully Group B for them to practice and do well. So go inside the anatomy room, practice. It's really good to go and practice whenever you guys have a break. But for seminars, which is which is part of the fun module. You're going to give a small speech of a specific topic. For example, you guys did carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, right? So can you tell me the types of lipids and components of a lipid, a phospholipid membrane bilayer? Then you have to know specific points, and you're going to explain it to your friends in front of a lecture, 10 people, 10 students. It's important for you to answer all the questions on the seminar you're given to you. Try to summarize the seminar points before entering the seminar, which is after reading week. Am I correct? It's after reading week. Anyone? Yeah, it's on. I asked you that. It's after reading week. So you need to know your points well. You're going to be asked questions by your fellow peers on the lecture. It may not cover the specific questions you answered, but the topic itself. If you get what I mean. Is that clarified? Is that okay? Practice with your friends. Seminars. Okay. Projects. EBH, PHE, and HPBS have a project. HPBS has an individual and a group project. EBH and PHE has just a group project. It's very important to take part in the project. Practice. Do as much as you can. Provide work and good work ethic. If you slack and don't want to do anything, just get something for a pass, you may not get a pass. It's very important to put so much hard work. It makes a huge difference in your grade. It makes a huge, huge difference. And for ICP, right? Yeah. I think you've got a project, a written project. Is that correct? I just remember, sorry. It's very important. You're going to get speakers in. Somebody talks about epilepsy. Somebody talks about diabetes. Somebody talks about cancer. It's very important. This is what we did. But don't tell the lecturer. Record them if you want. Sit in the front. Same time, pair up with your friend. You write what they say. That's important. And they write what they say as well. You might compare. There might be a word you misheard, misunderstood. And it's very, very important for you to get the guidelines out. Write the questions they want you from the project. So you need to know their name, their date of birth, their condition that brings them in. So when you're in the lecture itself, you know what to write exactly. You're not just, oh, I missed that. You know exactly what to write, which is very important. I hope that's clarified. Yes?
What do we need this for later?
You're going to hand it in at the end of the year, but if you keep it to the end, you won't get a good mark at all. You have to write from now. If you write it now, you get it over with by Christmas. I think you're going to get, like, for example, let's say 10 speakers, but you have to write about 6 speakers. But if you write the 2 you're going to get before Christmas, and then 2 after, and then if you write about all of them, then by the end, you're able to pick out the best 6. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's very important to have a variety of reasons or variety of topics. You're going to get social issues, and social and medical issues, social factors and medical issues. It's important to have different social issues. Social issues include homelessness. There's a lady's coming to talk about homelessness, maybe a different speaker. She might come and talk about, for example, cystic fibrosis, but she's also homeless. Either choose cystic fibrosis or homelessness. You can't choose both. And you have to make a variety of reasons for the project. These are the books you might want to get. I didn't use any of the books except for Monkhouse. But if you want to use these books, I only do online books or online quizzes, online. BRS, as I said, Recall Anatomy, they're very good. But these books, many students recommend it. Embryology. Some students tend to not understand the pictures. For example, the lecturer will put just the yolk sac, the mesoderm, endoderm, ectoderm. You say, oh, if you go to Langman's, every student uses this book. It's a good summary. I use YouTube videos. Thank you for your time. Any questions? Anybody has any questions? I hope your CA went well. Look at the feedback from the CA. Know your weaknesses. Either anatomy. You guys didn't have your CA yet, or did you?
No, we didn't.
You didn't. You're gonna have it next week, right?
Yeah.
Good luck. Study your anatomy. Anatomy is very important for CR. Thank you.
Doctor. So when you qualify and you graduate from college, first thing you're going to do after you finish is do something called an internship year. Okay?